Welcome to an Earful of Bj. I'm your host Jesse, along with my co-host Faj.
Hey, how you doing?
Doing real well. Thanks for
Good.
listening, guys.
Yeah.
We're about to fill your ears with some info.
Whew.
Yeah. Faj, can you believe that it is almost Christmas?
I cannot believe it. It's way too warm for Christmas. It feels like beach time instead of ho-ho time, and I hope everybody's ready for it. Got your shopping done?
Well, I'm trying to do that, but
All right.
yeah, we'll see what happens. Well, today is December 22nd. That means that yesterday was December 21st.
Really?
Yes. And you know what that was?
No?
That was my half birthday.
Oh, hey.
And do you know what?
What?
Not a single soul, all my friends, no one texted me or called me.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Nobody?
Yeah.
Wow.
But anyways, moving on. We are doing this show. I know we said we weren't going to do it till the championship game was over, but we had a lot of people that acted like we still wanted to do it throughout the playoffs. So here we are, which we are incredibly excited about.
Absolutely.
But we really want the show not to be about us two, but just to be about everyone in the league.
Everybody.
Because think about it, we have people all over the country. Eric, Sam, Blake. I mean, we got guys even in another country with Blake and Jake in Panama.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and so we want this just to be once a week where we kind of can come all together and just kind of have some laughs and talk about fantasy football. So if you ever have anything you want said on the air, just give us a call, text us, hit us up on Facebook, and we would love to share that.
Absolutely.
If you want to be a guest, that would be fantastic. Just let us know.
Yes, please do.
Absolutely. Faj, the playoffs have begun.
Yes, they have, and we went from 8 to 4.
Yeah, we got 4 guys remaining fighting for that last ring. There we go. The first matchup we had this week was Blake and Kyle.
Blake and Kyle. Boy, didn't expect that, really. Blake having pretty well the best team there, but Kyle pulled it off.
Yeah,
man.
it was something else. I know how Blake feels. I was the best team once in the league, and I lost my first round of playoffs. It's tough, but you just got to battle back next year. But I said this last week. I don't really know how much sense this actually makes, but Kyle just has such a scrappy team.
Oh, yeah.
Any given week, he could beat the best player, and he could also lose to the worst. But I don't want to play him next week. But what about my matchup with Clay?
Your matchup with Clay, that's kind of surprising there.
It was.
I think you beat the better team there. But like I said last time, with your changes and all, I think that really did it for you.
Yeah, definitely. It's as simple as that. You're right. I beat a better team. I really think Clay's roster was better than mine, but I have made some adjustments. I definitely think I'm a better team than I was, say, 4 weeks ago.
Oh, yeah.
But we'll see what
injuries,
we'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
What about Chris and Collins matchup?
Chris and Collins.
I guess it was a matchup.
Yeah. Chris had quite a game there. Almost beat a record, I guess, right?
Yeah, Chris scored 183 some odd points. I think the record's like 188. I don't know.
Wow.
But this was also with an 18-man fantasy league and during a playoff week, which is almost not even fair. I mean, that's just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Congrats, Chris. That was quite a week.
Yes.
What about your matchup with Ethan?
Well, to say the least, I was disappointed, but congratulations to Ethan. And my guys just didn't come through like I was hoping they would. It just happens, though. So.
Oh yeah. Well, why don't you get our special guest on the line, see if we can get a hold of him, and
right.
I'll see if I can't cover your and Ethan's matchup just a little bit. Ethan had a great roster, he really did, and I've just been impressed with him all year long. He's got guys from the top to the bottom, and he just traded with me for Danny Woodhead, and I think he'll end up being a good matchup for everyone. Or for Ethan. So let's see what happens here. But we got a special guest, and he's been to 2 championship games, and he's looking for his third. This is Chris McConnell. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing great, BJ. How's it going?
Going real well. Thanks for being on the show, man.
Yeah, hey, Chris.
Yeah, let me just say, anytime I can get a little BJ in my ears, I'm all for it.
Absolutely. Hey, neither one of us picked you to have a shot at the championship. So I'm just going to give you the floor for 20 seconds. You can vent, you can say whatever you want, but after that, we're done with it. Deal?
Oh, well, thanks, Beach. Well, I just want to say, you can never underestimate the idea of opportunity. When you got players on your team that are getting enough touches during a game and, are kind of hitting that that peak in the fantasy postseason, where they're fighting for maybe a playoff spot. In reality, you can't really count that guy out. So, I hate to hear somebody like you dismiss a Kirk Cousins when he's a guy who's really turned the corner this year, and he's kind of fighting for that playoff spot. So,
Absolutely.
you can't underestimate heart, I think, is what I'm trying to say.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for being pretty nice there.
Yeah. Hey, Chris, it looked like halfway through the season, it looked like you weren't going to make the playoffs and stuff. But and now that you have, you're thriving. What are your thoughts about that?
Well, I'm just trying to ride a hot streak. That's all it takes. You get a couple good weeks under your belt, and everybody starts clicking at the right time, and you just got to see where things roll. Playing a tough guy like the Flying Dutchman, Mr. Ethan Trusty, is always tough. He's got a superstar lineup, so
Absolutely.
you just hope that you can kind of match up across the board, and maybe excel at maybe the running back position or maybe something else.
Yeah.
And, come out on top.
Oh yeah.
Hey, Chris, like I'd mentioned earlier, you've been to 2 championship games. Obviously, you never got to finish one, I think, the way you would like to, but being in those, does that help you or does that hurt you? I mean, do you know how to play guys better now, late in the year?
Well, I got to say, before we go down that road, Jeff, I got to say, I don't know if anybody knew this or not, but I have made the playoffs every year, every single year.
Wow.
So I don't know if that information's gotten around, but that's something that everybody should know. Every year I made the playoffs.
That's impressive.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I think it's not necessarily doesn't give me an advantage over anybody to have made the championship. A couple of times. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. Doesn't really give me an advantage, but it does give me a little insight on what to expect and how to not get my hopes up, a little bit too much when anything can happen.
Right.
Any player can have that big week. So,
Hey, Chris.
I'm not going to take those moments for granted. That's for sure.
Right. We got to talk to Ethan just a little bit, and we have a quote from him. I want to see what you have to say about that.
Yeah, on the upcoming game, right? This is what Ethan said. I'm not going to lie. I'm a little nervous after Chris's huge game last week, but I have complete confidence in my team. They have brought me this far. I'm going to set up my line just like any other game, with the exception of Danny Woodhead, and hope for the best. I think it's going to be a good but close game.
Wow. Well, I got to say, a guy like Danny Woodhead, that's he's a game changer, and I told Ethan about that. When he was kind of talking about making that trade, I said, he's a guy I would love to have in my flex spot every week. And sure enough, he blew up last week, got those 4 touchdowns. But yeah, looking at Ethan's team, I'm just looking across the board, and I'm just looking at each one of my guys. A Doug Martin, can he match up with Adrian Peterson? A Julio Jones, can he cancel out Mike Evans? And I see possibility there. I think we both got strong teams at this point in the season, and it's just going to be a matter of who breaks that one play.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm looking forward to watching that this weekend.
Awesome.
Chris, we got just a touch left here. I want you to pick the games just real quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Kyle and myself, who's going to win that game?
Oh man, between Kyle and Jesse James, let me just pull that up real quick here on my little stat sheet. Yeah, when I look at a game like that, I see Russell Wilson. He's a game changer. T.Y. Hilton with a hurt quarterback. I see a lot more upside for Jesse James.
All right. What about
being honest?
What about you and Ethan?
But
We got
you got in a Blackbeard, you've got something like a Panthers defense that could at any given moment give you a 45-point showing. So
Chris.
that's tough to say.
Oh yeah.
I can say a little bit more upside on Jesse James.
All right. And we got like 10 seconds here. You and Ethan, just say it.
Oh, I'm gonna say tie. It's
All
gotta be
right.
straight up tie.
All right.
All right.
Hey, Chris, thanks for being on air, man.
Thanks, Chris.
Hey, thanks, BJ. I appreciate it. Anytime I can get you in my ears, give me a call.
All right. See you, man.
That's awesome.
Bye. Well, that was an Earful of BJ. Have a great week, guys.
See you next time.